Attention Pokemon players! Today we have a Rayquaza deck versus a Seismitoad deck. Fredo on the left will be versing Adam on the right. Fredo is using the brand new Rayquaza deck, while Adam will be using the Seismitoad deck. So let's just see how things turned out today, shall we? During the setup, Fredo won the dice roll, allowing him to go first. So as both players get set up, let's see what each player's first Pokemon will be. Oh, and it looks like Fredo starts out with a Rayquaza EX, while Adam starts out with a Seismitoad EX. Fredo gets an early lead, attaching a Steel Energy and a Spirit to his Rayquaza EX right away. What will he do next? And it looks like he's going to be benching a Shaymin EX, allowing him to draw until he has 6 cards in his hand. And after that, it looks like he's playing a Skyfield and then an End to get a fresh new hand while disrupting his opponent's hand at the same time. Things are not looking good for Adam at this point in time. Haven't even had his turn yet, and allowing Fredo to get set up so quickly with this Rayquaza deck. It's anybody's game at this point, but Fredo definitely is an early lead. As both players shuffle their decks, it has to be a wonder if Adam is nervous facing new, powerful, quick deck. Rayquaza EX being a very speedy deck indeed, especially with those Shaymins in there to accelerate the draw power. Can the slow-going Seismitoad stand up against this almighty ancient power? It looks like both players are getting ready to get their hands back, and let's see what Fredo's next move will be. Not being able to see his hand, we're not quite sure ourselves, so let's figure out what he'll be doing. After much deliberation, it looks like that Fredo will indeed be playing ES Seeker and back to his hand. As Fredo passes his turn, Adam to draw his first card and begin his first turn. And it looks like he'll be starting off with a Crushing Hammer, hoping to get rid of that energy off that Rayquaza. Unfortunately though, he failed the roll, and energy will stay on the almighty Rayquaza. What will Adam's next move be? Looks like he'll be Ultra Balling Float Stone and a ES Seeker. Wow, that's a rough card to get rid of, as a lot of decks play 3 or 4 of them to get those supporters back to their hand. He must be desperately seeking out a very good card indeed. So what surprises will he get? A Shaymin! That was unexpected, folks. A Shaymin in a Seismitoad deck. Well, let's see how Adam utilizes this Shaymin that just brought to his hand the Ultra Ball. Adam's playing an Escape Rope, possibly top cards out of his hand, knowing that the Shaymin allows him to get 6 cards to his hand as he's demonstrating Nap, but also that low HP Shaymin out there, as it could be an easy target compared to a Rayquaza EX. And he brings out another Seismitoad and a Trubbish to bench. He to attempt another Crushing Hammer, folks. And it seems that he does indeed succeed, finally dropping that energy off of that Rayquaza EX. Oh, and another surprise, attaching Rock Guard to his Trubbish, giving him the ability to, once he evolves to a Garbodor, to shut down all the abilities. Might be a good idea to get that going as soon as possible to shut down this Rayquaza deck and his Shaymin. Let's see what he's about to do. So, it looks as though Adam is about to drop a Virbank City Gym, eliminating the Skyfield. Now, all poison damage will do 3 damage counters instead of 1. And it looks like that's all the steam had while Fredo continues his next turn. So what will Fredo do? Can Adam save himself? Who knows, folks? It's anybody's game right now. As Fredo drops down another Skyfield, eliminating that Virbank Gym and any threat that it may. Fredo has a lot of choices open to him at the moment. And it looks like he's going to be attaching to a Shaymin EX. I wonder, is he trying to go for that retreat, or is he going to power up for an attack at some point? We'll just have to wait and find out as Fredo Ultra Balls to search his deck for a Pokemon. Now, it looks like he's getting a Mega Rayquaza. Man, getting ready to evolve that Rayquaza EX into the Mega Rayquaza EX. And he does! Now he's Mega Turboing to get the energy from his discard pile onto his brand new Mega Rayquaza on the bench. Fredo then Sycamores his hand away to get 7 new cards and a brand new hand. Getting those amount of cards in this kind of deck can easily set you up for all kinds of combos. As he benches a Swablu, that must mean is coming up for an Altaria eventually. Maybe not now, but eventually. So we'll just have to see how this game plays out. With Adam's bench pretty full but underpowered, Fredo still has the advantage in this game, having a Shaman slightly powered up and a Mega Rayquaza started to be power up. As Fredo goes for the Ultra Ball, what could he be searching for? We'll just have to find out here momentarily. And Fredo gets another colorless Rayquaza EX to the field. That Ultra Ball really paid off, being able to bench a brand new Rayquaza EX. But now it's time to see what is he going to do. Bench another Shaman to get up to 6 cards in his hand. He is just rolling in the cards and the wombo combos right now. And he be stopped. He's just on a rampage. So let's go ahead and keep seeing what'll happen now. Fredo uses another Mega Turbo to equip another energy to his Mega Rayquaza. As this Mega Rayquaza gets powered up, Adam has to be worried about that thing coming back as the active Pokemon. With the amount of damage that Mega Rayquaza can do, he can easily get rid of those Toads without too much of a problem. As Fredo pays the retreat cost to get that Shaman EX back to the bench and promote his Mega Rayquaza. As Adam takes his turn, he has to start off by just junipering his hand, getting a brand new hand completely. The DCE is really the only thing that can save him right now. And he gets the DCE and a Muscle Band to his Seismitoad EX. What a hand, folks. It could not have been better than that, as he VS Seekers a Cassius to hand in case he needs to get that pickup later on, and hits his Mega Rayquaza, hits Fredo's Mega Rayquaza with a Quaking Punch for 50 damage. Fredo not being able to use items right now means no more Mega Turbos and no Spirit Links. And it looks like Fredo is going to be attaching another energy to his Mega Rayquaza. So with Rayquaza looking pretty powered up at the moment, Fredo is about to do some big damage to this Seismitoad. Counting off the damage he will do with what he has currently on the bench, it looks like he's dropping his hand with another Professor Sycamore in order to try to get another benched Pokemon, because another benched Pokemon should send him over the top to be able to knock out that Seismitoad with just one attack. As Fredo does one more count out just to see how much damage he'll be doing right now. All he needs to do is put down one more bench Pokemon and oh! There goes a Shaman EX onto the bench. Fredo not using his effect because he has too many cards in his hand, he gets a one-hit knockout on Adam's Seismitoad EX, giving Fredo 2 prize cards. As Adam promotes another Seismitoad, he has another DCE to equip. How lucky is that, folks? And he's using Cassius to pick up that Shaman and shuffle it right back into that deck. Shaman's one of those Pokemon EXs you do not want to have on the bench too long in case it gets Lysander, just like Celebi and Jirachi. As Adam Ultra Balls, searching for a Pokemon. Is he searching for another Seismitoad? Maybe a Garbodor. Maybe a Shaman. And he's getting the Shaman EX back that he just Cassius into his deck. What a combo, folks. Those are some pro plays we're seeing right there. As he benches the Shaman to get almost a brand new hand back, getting 6 cards and a Crushing Hammer. Successfully getting rid of that DCE off Fredo's Rayquaza EX. It looks like Adam's starting to make a comeback as he uses a Battle Compressor? What's going on with that? He must be dropping supporters in order to get him out of his deck, to thin his deck out. And that way, when he draws in that VS Seeker, he can just easily pick up any supporter he wants from his discard into his hand without a problem. So what is Adam going to do now? It looks like he'll just be doing a Quaking Punch for 30 damage, once again preventing Fredo from using any items this turn. As Fredo attaches another energy to his Rayquaza, and then choosing to play N, giving both players a brand new hand. Unfortunately, with Fredo knocking out the Rayquaza on the previous turn, it gives him only a 4-card hand while giving Adam a complete 6-card hand. For Adam hasn't taken any prizes yet, while Fredo has taken 2. And it looks like Fredo just took another 2 prizes from knocking out another Seismitoad EX. If I were Adam right now, I'd be quite worried about what's going on. And it looks like he's attaching another DCE to another Seismitoad EX while succeeding on another Crushing Hammer, dropping yet again another energy from the Rayquaza, making it unable to attack. Excuse me. And looks like Adam's playing a Trainer Mail to look at the top 4 cards of his deck and find a trainer there and add it to his hand. He's choosing to get a Burbank City Gym 2-hand. Now, I'm assuming he's going to be playing that Burbank, which he does, knocking out that Sky Stam, making it so that Fredo has to discard Pokemon until he's back down to 5 benched Pokemon. Not quite full all the time, but helpful some of the time. As Adam plays a Hypnotoxic Laser, putting Fredo's Rayquaza EX asleep and poison. It'll do an additional 30 damage in between each turns from poison, and if Adam gets lucky, he won't be able to attack next turn if that sleep stays and Fredo doesn't roll properly. So this is a very exciting time indeed. This could be a comeback of the century, or it could be just slowing the pain until Adam's demise. Oh, and it looks like Adam decides to end as well, giving both players another new hand, while dropping Fredo down to only 2 cards in his hand to work with, and giving Adam a nice set of 6 cards. As both players get their hand back, it looks like Adam's deck is getting pretty thin. He needs to be careful not to deck out here. And he gets the Muscle Band for his Seismitoad that'll allow him to do 50 damage instead of the usual 30. Adam's playing a VS Seeker. What supporter will he get back to his hand? Oh, and he's getting the Lysander trump card. Just in case his deck gets a little too thin, he can always bring it back in. As Adam does a Quaking Punch for 50 damage because of the Muscle Band, and 30 damage from the poison, making it a total of 80 damage to that Mega Rayquaza. And Fredo does roll to see if he's awake, and it looks like he's failed, folks. That's not good. Hopefully he has a switch or an escape rope to get out of this. And remember, he doesn't even have items because of the Quaking Punch, so the switch and the escape rope wouldn't even help him. And it looks like Fredo passes, having another 30 damage done to his Mega Rayquaza from the Burbank City Gym. As we see, Adam has started to get a Shaman powered up on the bench just in case he needs to use that attack. Hopefully he won't have to, though. As Adam VS Seekers for a Professor Juniper to hand, and chooses to play the Lysander's trump card he took last turn, both opponents shuffling their discard piles back into their deck. Now, the good thing about just playing the VS Seeker to get any old card back is that now the VS Seeker will be back in the deck instead of in the discard pile, which it might have been on the next turn. Having VS Seeker in the discard pile does you no good in these types of matchups, folks. VS Seeker in the deck, always better than in the discard. That's what I always say. And Adam does another Quaking Punch for 50 and 30 damage from Burbank. As they check math on the amount of damage, it looks like Mega Rayquaza's been knocked out, giving Adam his first set of prize cards. Have the tides turned, or is the match just being delayed a little bit longer? As Fredo promotes a Rayquaza EX and still not being able to use any item cards, it looks like he'll attach for turn and do Intensifying Burn. Now, Adam will take his turn, folks. Playing a Hypnotoxic Laser on Fredo's fresh Rayquaza EX and succeeding in the dice roll, making his Rayquaza EX asleep and poisoned. As Adam Ultra Balls Professor Juniper and another card that we couldn't quite tell. What is he going to get? And it looks like another Seismitoad he has. He might be getting ready to be set up, just in case he loses another Seismitoad to a Lysander or an Escape Rope. But as Fredo has been item locked for so long, the possibilities of that are slim. Adam using a Trainer Mail to look at the top 4 cards of his deck again to get a Trainer card. And he'll be getting a Battle Compressor, folks. As he shuffles the remaining cards back into his deck. Is he going to be using the Battle Compressor this turn? And he does! Which will allow him to drop up to 3 cards from his deck to his discard pile. Again, thinning the deck just to get those cards out of the way. And it looks like he will be eliminating an N, a Pokemon Center Lady, which is pretty good plays overall, because you don't want to draw into that Center Lady, and you definitely don't want to draw into that N, because as of right now, an N wouldn't help either player out. And his third card is going to be a Getsis. Always a fun card to play in a Seismitoad deck, because while you have that item locked down, you can use Getsis to look at your opponent's hand, have them shuffle the items back into your deck, and draw for that many cards. And it looks like Adam will Juniper his hand away, getting a brand new hand of 7, benching another Seismitoad EX, and playing another Ultra Ball. He'll be getting rid of a Juniper and an Energy in order to search out another Pokemon from his deck. And he finally brings out that Garbodor. A bit late now, as Fredo used up a lot of his Shaman abilities already to give him such an early lead into this game. Now, while Adam only has 4 prize cards, Fredo only has 2 left, so he just needs to knock out one of his EX Pokemon. And Adam gets it with another Quaking Punch for 50 and another 30 points of damage from the poison. With 80 damage already on that Rayquaza, he only has about 90 left. So as we wait and see what happens, Fredo's Rayquaza is awake. He rolled correctly and got that awake. So now, if he gets powered up, he will be doing some damage to Adam's Seismitoad EX. But will it be enough to get a knockout this turn? We'll have to stay tuned to find out. As he evolves his Swablu, and he plays a Skyfield down, eliminating the 2 extra damage from poison. Now poison damage will only be doing 1 damage each turn instead of 3. And it looks like Fredo will just be doing an attack, and then passing his turn, not exactly being able to knock out that Seismitoad EX. Adam plays another VS Seeker in order to get a supporter to his hand. What will he take? Does anybody care to guess? Maybe a Professor Juniper. Maybe. Oh, he gets the Center Lady, folks, to play the Center Lady to heal 60 damage off of his Seismitoad EX. Still at anyone's game right now. The game is definitely getting a bit closer. As Adam debates what to do, he just does a basic Quaking Punch for another 50 damage and 1 from poison. No item cards for Fredo yet again. What will Fredo do? He needs some way to save this Rayquaza EX. But will it be possible this late in the game? As Fredo plays a Professor Sycamore, trying to get 7 new cards and hopefully something to knock out that Seismitoad EX and take the game. Can Fredo do it? Knock out just 1 more EX to take the game. Let's find out what'll happen in this very exciting turn. And it looks like Fredo will attach an energy to his benched Rayquaza, as he knows the active one is surely doomed. So, as Fredo gets his next attacker ready, what else will he do on this turn? As he is still item locked, he can only play supporters, and he's already used his Sycamore. And it looks like he's just going to Mega Evolve and pass his turn. As Adam begins his turn, he equips another DCE to a bench Seismitoad, getting it ready for an attack should it be necessary. as Adam decides what to do, because the next couple turns could determine the entire match. And he's playing another VS Seeker to get N, and playing said N to knock Fredo's hand down to just be a little bit smaller than what it is right now. As both players shuffle their decks and get ready to draw into some brand new cards, let's see what kind of plays will be going on. And it doesn't look like Adam can do anything with his current hand, but he gets off one more Quaking Punch to knock out Fredo's Rayquaza EX. With both players down to only 2 prize cards remaining, this really is anybody's game, and what a comeback this game has been so far. Thinking it might have been a washout, with Adam just losing right off the bat, he's able to hold on and turn things around. So the next handful of turns really determines what's going to happen. As Fredo brings out his Mega Rayquaza, things have gotten just a bit more difficult for Adam dealing with that Mega Evolution HP. So what are we gonna see have happen today? And oh no, it looks like Fredo can't do anything else. As he passes his turn to Adam, Adam equips a Muscle Band to his bench Seismitoad and Lysanders out the Shaman EX that has been sitting on the bench and hits it with a Hypnotoxic Laser, making him poisoned and asleep. This is not looking good for Fredo, as Shaman EX does have a low amount of HP. And then he hits a Quaking Punch for 50 and one from Poison for 60. If Fredo can't get rid of that Shaman, things don't look good for him, folks. I hate to say it, but this match might end soon. As Fredo takes his turn, debating about what to do, knows things are looking dire for him. He evolves another Swablu on the bench, and it looks like he passes. One more poison from damage in between turns, and then Adam had the Quaking Punch at the end for the end. So what an exciting game, folks. Be sure to subscribe to check out more gameplay videos coming in the future. And remember, next time you play a game, to be in the